Hello, and welcome to Poems You Need, where two poets who believe in the transformative power of language share the poems that sustain and inspire us. Hi, I'm Melissa Studdard,
And I'm Kelli Russell Agodon.
and we are here in Albuquerque at the Flamenco Festival. And just by a stroke of luck, we happen to also be discussing poems by Nathalie Handal today. And which is a very interesting, wonderful coincidence because the first poetry collection I ever read of hers was Poet in Andalucía, which is inspired by Lorca's Poet in New York. And she kind of reverses Lorca's journey. So it's such an interesting coincidence that we're here right now. So the poem that I chose is from a newer book called Life in a Country Album. Great title. And it is called Your Mystery is the Milky Way. These planets remain nameless. Just open the skies to Gilead. Where will we keep meeting? Where will we keep believing? What is death like? Like midnight with many moons? Not like the shrill sound of another century? Like a house emptied of home? Where does war live in the body? Where is the heart without memory? What is longing on this line? What is this line without longing? Who wants most when the wave is weary? Who's marred most when the map is missing? Don't maps lie? Like a country with two names? The hours are fiction. We need inventions. We need wanders more. You mean wonders? I mean, the sea is lonely. That happens when water is warfare. That happens when love is lament. Borders will be broken chords. Will we dream the same dream in another life? Probably. Will we desire the same person at a different time? Probably not. Who belongs together? Who undresses their wounds? Those with a roof? Those without? Those with a compass? Those without? Those with an oud? Those without? Those who dance? Even if grief wears a dangling ankle bracelet, even if we can't gather all the natives, but we'll always be able to gather their hearts. Maybe when I finish this line, you will reappear, and the metaphor you left me in a verse will liberate me from what is about to happen.
For the listeners out there that can't see this, it's actually it's not kind of, it's a call and response poem. So it starts out with the first line not italicized, and then the next line is italicized, and it goes that way throughout the whole poem. And the two places I want to point out that really got me were we need wanders more. You mean wonders? So to have that kind of second voice, coming back and almost questioning the kind of original speaker of the poem, I just thought that was a really strong way to move a poem forward.
Yeah.
And then we need to talk about this line because it is getting to live rent free in my head because I love it so much. Even if grief wears a dangling ankle bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the most just surprising and interesting line because grief, we all know what grief is,
Right.
but to have this idea of it wearing a dangling ankle bracelet, which is both delicate and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been trying to figure this line out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna ask you what you think it means. What I've been going back and forth with is when we're going through grief, we're really heavy, but there's also beauty around us, and we can also carry beauty or wear beauty.
Yeah. There are so many beautiful lines, but this one definitely jumps out. And I think, yeah, I mean, like you, my feeling is that it's about the idea of grief appearing in a beautiful form. And that could mean a lot of different things, obviously, whether it's like a relationship that's not healthy or if it's the comfort of sitting inside grief.
Right.
Also, one of the stunning things about this poem is the tension between having home and not having home.
Yeah.
And it makes you really think about these lines, those with a roof, those
Yes,
without. And it's just like one slip of circumstances and you do or don't have a roof. And it's so deeply human and compassionate, this poem. I feel like she's embracing like everyone and just sort of saying we're all like, despite the fact that this person has this and this person doesn't,
Right.
we're all in this thing together and need to, help each other and recognize each other.
And that will bring me to my poem,
Yeah.
and it's called Love Letter. I'd like to be a shrine so I can learn from people's prayers the story of hearts. I'd like to be a scarf so I can place it over my hair and understand other worlds. I'd like to be the voice of a soprano singer so I can move through all borders and see them vanish with every spellbinding note. I'd like to be light so I illuminate the dark. I'd like to be water to fill bodies so we can gently float together indefinitely. I'd like to be a lemon to be zest all the time, or an olive tree to shimmer silver on the earth. Most of all, I'd like to be a poem to reach your heart and stay.
And that's what poems do.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, there's so much in this very short poem. It's just so incredibly open-hearted, just like the other one. It feels like looking out into the world and seeing like borders and boundaries and maps and all these things, and then like the message that's coming through really strong in both of these poems is that these borders do not exist in the
Right.
heart, and she is embracing all and the things that she wants to be like this to be the voice of a soprano singer moving through the borders. Gorgeous, I can just hear it. And then, like, I wanted to say that the imagery was so compelling to me because we've got the lemon zest and the voice of the soprano, and we've got, like, sound and aromatic qualities, and it's just it really, really pulls you into the world of this poem.
Yeah, and it really felt like it was a love letter to the world, it was a love letter to poets, it was a love letter to poetry,
Yeah.
and, she takes the risks on that ending, which
Yeah.
to say, "To reach your heart and stay," because, Jane Hirschfield wrote a book that, I think it's called Lives of the Heart, where
Mhm.
she uses heart and so many times because someone told her not to,
Right.
but one of the reasons I chose this poem was because she earned the ending with this opening line.
I was just about to say that in poetry, that's what we call
Earning the ending. Right, because she starts with, "I'd like to be a shrine so I can learn from other people's prayers the stories of hearts." And so we start out with, the prayers, the stories of hearts, and what I realized is people's prayers, the stories of hearts. That's what poetry is.
Yeah.
It's a poem.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's like people's prayers on paper. And so this poem just really meant so much to me as a poet and like in a time where where we're struggling in that, and just to see somebody um just have so much joy about what they'd want. It's a hopeful poem, just like we've had a lot of hopeful poems. Um and then to end on that, but most of all, I'd like to be a poem and reach your heart and stay. She wants to be with us. And I just thought that was such a generous line. I feel like that she does so much in just keeping us engaged,
Yeah.
keeping us hopeful, definitely hitting us hard in a few spots, which we need.
Right. Like the performance that we saw last night, there's this feeling of motion and movement and like swirling, colorful beauty amidst this, like, I'm carrying the suffering of humanity. You know?
That's it. That's exactly it. And even like the dances we saw last night felt like prayers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really helps me look at poetry and art when you start to think of things as offerings.
Yeah, gorgeous. So thanks to Nathalie.
And a great place to share it.
Yes.
Yes.
Until next time.
Until next time. Thank you for celebrating poetry with us today. Information about the poet and works featured can be found on the episode page. And if you enjoyed today's reading, please press the like button and subscribe so not to miss another poem. You can also share the episode with a friend, and we hope you do. Until next time, we wish you beauty, inspiration, and very meaningful days. May you always have the poems you need.